Penny Robinson here. The theme for the 5th year of Spectrospective is work.
My name is Kerry. I'm an electrical engineer.
Hi, my name is Shadia. I'm proudly autistic and I'm self-employed.
Hello, my name is B. Jermaine and this is my submission to Spectrospective.
I'm Jonathan. I'm 25, then 26. I work at Becker Foodstuff for nearly 6 years.
Hello, my name is Gabrielle.
Hi, my name is Ellen and this is my Spectrospective video for 2019.
Hi, my name is Emily. I'm employed to make live TV every day and I work at a big commercial television network.
Hello, my name is Kirk. I'm 26 years old and on the autism spectrum.
Hi, my name is Corey Loader. You may know me from my video from 2015 with my lizard clutch.
Hi, my name is Clem Bastow. I'm a journalist and a screenwriter and I'm autistic.
I'm a lecturer at Monash University in the School of Public Health and Preventive Medicine, and I've been there for 8 years, or 12 if you count the sessional tutoring.
I run a consultancy and mentoring business focusing around my passions about creating awareness and educating people on autism.
I have been working for the same company for 7 years now, starting in a graduate program straight out of university and then later on moving on to a permanent role.
I was an extra for a Ned Kelly movie and The Siege.
I'm a recent graduate from Swinburne University in Melbourne, where I've undertaken the Bachelor of Design with a graphic design major.
Hey everyone, it's Jeanette Purkis here. I'm an autistic advocate and all sorts of other things. I'm going to talk about employment and the importance of work, I suppose, for me and for other autistic people.
Well, one of the things I'm really happy about with my current work situation is at the job that I'm at the moment, it does actually cater for people of all different backgrounds, particularly those with disabilities.
Marcus and his autism, in this organisation, it's disability supported.
When I walk in, I feel safe to have autistic behaviours.
What I love about it is I have my own hours, I can take out the time when I need to, and I am able to work with people I choose to work with, such as fellow autistic people and neurodivergent people who understand my unique needs, or understanding people who know a lot about autism.
It's called dessert bench. I make the muffin mix every day. I make a pizza dough. I make the desserts.
I have a number of strengths in the workplace, like a lot of autistic people do. I'm very enthusiastic, I'm honest, I'm loyal, I have a great work ethic, I'm diligent, I have wonderful attention to detail, which is a stereotype about autistic people, but it's often actually true as well. And I'm a bit of an innovative outside-of-the-box thinker, which is great in a sort of corporate environment where I am.
This job has played a big part in my emotional development. I used to be a very nervous person before I started in this role, and the high-pressure environment at work has calmed me down a lot over the years.
I do enjoy working with other people and I really enjoy communicating with other people.
What's really good is the hours. The hours really suit. Also the people you get to meet.
In 2017, I was lucky enough to get in contact with specialists who specialise in getting employment for people on the spectrum. And I was one of 8 people that was picked to work for the Victorian government.
I was in a computer programming competition and I scored in the top 50 students and in Australia, and so I got invited to like a 10-day training course in Canberra at the Australian National University.
One of the best experiences that I've had at work has been the formally run mentorship program. Having that working relationship has been really beneficial for me. It's given me someone to bounce ideas off of, to go to for advice, to give me a different perspective.
It's a wonderful thing to have a job for anyone, but for autistic people it can help overcome other difficulties and challenges. It can give us a sense of social inclusion, which is fantastic, and that idea of being part of something bigger and having a lot of meaning to your life, which are all things employment can do.
Even though I really like my job, being autistic, I have experienced both sensory and social challenges in the workplace.
Some of the main challenges that I've come across being an autistic person in the workplace are mainly my auditory processing issues.
I'd say the challenges for me starting in the workplace was getting used to the 9 to 5 routine again after being out of the workplace for so long. I've worked previously, but mostly on a casual basis. So this was the first full-time work I've had in some time.
I had to adjust to the work environment. At first I made mistakes until I became familiar with the processes, which were slow-paced, steady and predictable. Then I became more confident and enjoyed my work.
On the social side, I often miss subtle cues in communication. Occasionally, my colleagues also find my facial expressions confusing, as I am often unaware of what I'm doing with my face and do not intend to communicate any information with it.
Most hardest thing for me in working was probably working alone or being alone in certain environments.
So would you like to be a pilot, Corey? Yeah, I would, but the law says I can't get a license because I have autism and some other things.
I spent years struggling to get employment. I was getting interviews, but I wasn't getting the position, so I was starting to wonder what I was doing wrong. And essentially, it wasn't really anything I was doing wrong. It was my autism, I think, was holding me back somehow.
One of the biggest challenges for me was maintaining a balance between work and study. At university, I was awarded the Dean's Outstanding Achievement Scholarship. Because of the demands of work, I had to reduce my study load, which caused me to lose it. Eventually, I had to leave work as I made mistakes. I underestimated the workload of part-time study.
I did end up disclosing about my anxiety. I told my boss. She said, "So that's why some days when you come into work we can't shut you up and other days you don't talk at all. Do you sometimes forget to take your medication?" That comment will just be something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life, and I just knew at that point that that was not the job for me.
It's hard to tell someone that they're discriminating against you on the basis of your social abilities.
So many of us cannot access employment. We are not part of the labour force. We're unemployed, we're underemployed, we're not even thinking about working. And this denies us the right to things that other people take for granted. To me, employment is an issue of equality, and we have the right to work that anyone else does. So it's really important to be employed if you can. And for autistic people, we're often denied access to the labour force for a range of reasons that have nothing to do with our employability or level of skills.
I believe the abilities of autistic people are greatly underestimated. The passage of autistic people into the workforce would be easier and more successful if businesses and colleagues were educated about autism and its idiosyncrasies.
But if you come into a person who's autistic and you're aware of that, you might as well use that as an advantage. And if they're going to see things differently and view things from a different perspective that could be a benefit to your company, why not give them that chance?
I guess for me personally, based on the jobs I've had in the past and also currently and also with caseworkers, is that probably the best advice I would give to employers is to kind of learn more about any of your employees who are on the autistic spectrum.
Just engage with them, talk with them, and that's probably the best you can do for them. And that's probably going to make a much happier environment.
Ultimately, workplaces are looking for someone who is so keen to work there, and that's something that you're going to get with an autistic person. We've had to work hard our whole lives just to exist in this world. There is no challenge that you could put in front of me and that I would not be willing to try and tackle.
Some ways I think we could help create a positive work experience for autistic individuals is inquire to them about their preferred mode of communication. Just because we can be verbal does not mean we prefer verbal communication.
Be more accessible, maybe change the recruitment process. So if somebody would rather be interviewed on the phone, or maybe have somebody who's been trained in autism at university in the room during the interview.
To not make fun of the things we use to help cope and manage our everyday lives. Like if we need to bring a toy to work, or if we need to bring headphones to work, or sunglasses, or wear a hat, then that should be okay.
I am the stereotype of autistic people who are into like computers and stuff. I'm quite good at that. The other day I was like learning assembly language, which is like the various different like CPU instructions that like makes everything work right down to the metal.
So I would like to see more companies kind of thinking outside of the box, so to speak. You know, we see that a lot in tech, to a certain extent in banking, but I think that it's time for the creative industries to realise, what a huge benefit autistic people can be to the team.
To have an understanding of autistic culture and our need to self-regulate.
I would say to give them a chance and look beyond their disabilities.
Simple changes can make a huge difference, and quite often the adjustments don't cost much.
Advice for young people that want to get into the workplace? Well, I think things have got better in the autism sphere at workplace.
You have to start to build connections and become a good advocate as a parent and start looking for opportunities.
My advice definitely would be try to find a job that is best suited for you, and also one that you know you're both going to enjoy and make you happy. And sometimes you'll find you'll have to do a job that you won't particularly like or care for, but at the end of the day, it's only just a stepping stone to something that you really want to do.
I applied for many jobs. Some of them were probably suitable, some of them were probably not. You got to find one that suits you and suits your personality, because it's, every autistic person is different. It's a spectrum for a reason.
I kind of worked out that work's also about relationships and about connections and about spending your time well.
Ask for advice from people working in relevant fields if possible, as many industries have their specific rules that only insiders would know.
If you're on the spectrum and you do like engaging people, talking to people, so finding a job that actually links to that. Or if you like being alone in a room on a computer, then find a job that links to that.
Let your intense focus, interest, and attention to detail guide you. It has given me advantage as a student, and it could be useful if you want a creative role.
I'd say do your research. Sit down and make a list of what you want in a workplace, what you don't want in a workplace, and things that maybe you'd be willing to compromise on.
All of the feelings of being left out, of being different, of feeling like even like a broken person, like there was something wrong with me. None of that would have mattered if I'd known where I'd end up today. So for me, that's the definition of success.
Lastly, don't strive to be a perfectionist. It's like trying to scale a mountain with no summit. You will never reach it. Another way I like to put it is perfect is never perfect enough. Just be yourself and don't try to mask your autism. Don't let your ambitions fade and keep up your meticulousness. I believe it is advantageous. After all, we are all different, not defective. Thank you.